tree fall. It's from the bottom.
Yeah, I can. So we're certainly off the beaten track.
Oh yeah.
There's Andy. Try not to blind him. Who I've met this evening. Here's a question.
Yes.
Is it McGrath or McGrath or
It's McGrath.
McGrath?
It's only McGrath in Ireland where
Yeah.
they don't pronounce the TH and a bunch of other letters. But we're from Wales today.
Ah,
So there's a consequence. You say McGrath.
McGrath.
I don't mind either way. The paddies can call me McGrath. It's acceptable to me.
So we just can't get through there.
Number 4.
Cannot get through,
No.
which is a pity because just over through there is some stuff that looked really appealing, but it's just too dense here.
Oh, if you go back there, can you see the break halfway through? There it is. Did you catch it?
Yeah,
It's a high break.
yeah.
I don't see another tree.
And
on
it
top
points to the rest of the stuff that looked interesting, or vaguely in that direction at
of it.
least. There are ponds over there, folks. So yeah, I should explain, because I'm going to post this. I don't suppose you mind.
Oh, I don't mind.
I should explain that I work about 3/4 of a mile that way, and I think Andy lives about 3/4 of a mile that way,
Maybe a mile or more, yeah, but yeah, close enough.
and we'd
Maybe
sort of
3 miles across forest.
we sort of had this wacky idea of meeting up, and we were talking about getting on trains and public transport, and then it sort of became apparent we were almost neighbours. So we picked the wood right between where he is and where I am, and here we are. Here we are. It's Monday the 4th of December, and it's probably about 7 o'clock. So I'm not too fussed about getting over there, Andy, because I'm sure we're going to find more.
I think so. I think if that's, I mean, that looked like a break simply for the reason of there was nothing around it, nothing leaning on top of it.
Well,
This could be a tree fall quite easily.
yeah,
You know, that's come right from the bottom.
yeah, the stump's there.
Yeah. That happens. It blows about in the forest, and
Uh huh.
a couple of guys fall down today.
Which is a bit of a domino effect as well, because
Yeah.
when one goes, because it's so close, another and another and another will go. But I'm really keen to get over there, mate.
Are these birch?
They are birch.
Yeah.
They are indeed birch. So back out towards the path and a different route of entry. So here we are bumbling about. I wasn't sure how keen Andy would be to just wade headlong into the woods, but he seems happy, so yeah, so it's that lot. It's all of this lot that I like.
There are quite a few falls there, but they do seem, if we could establish if anything we've been jammed in.
Yeah, and there's more there too. There's more around that side, but it's just.
Out and sort of go back and down.
Well,
further
I'm just
down
gonna
and try to
bash through there, mate. Right,
behind.
let's click off, and we'll be back on once we've made it. I managed to get my way in here to check some of this out, but I'm just completely surrounded by a sea of bramble. It's head height. There's more up there. I don't know if you'll make it out, but I just can't can't get in, so I'm going to head back. Andy's over there, and we'll delve in further down the path, see what we find. What makes you think it's man-made?
Oh, I don't know. It's the colour television, the sofa,
The
inside.
Arga.
Yeah. Look at that. I mean, that's a really well-made little hut, isn't it?
There's a lot of work
You
gone
can
into
see,
that.
Yeah, the ropes up top. So it kind of shows. I mean, we didn't find things as complicated as this when we were in Ashridge Woods, but what we did eventually come to this kind of complexity. You know, they start at a really simple point, and then
So regrettably, I have seen videos whereby people have looked at things like that and they've gone, for example, who would do this? Why have they done this?
It's not good to look, but you know,
I mean, that's
when me and Chris first started off in Ashridge, which we saw the 1s and 2s, like, oh, this is interesting. 3s and 4s, and the complexity grew until it suddenly became very apparent to us
yeah.
that we were looking at a big bushcrafting area, and
Uh-huh.
you know, at the beginning you can be fooled by what you're seeing if you don't know what you're
Well,
looking for. You know, you're assuming this is intelligent, but I mean, this is more than just intelligent. I mean, this is an awesome bit of bushcraft.
Well, I think part of the thing is that people find what they're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. It happens a lot.
Salvation, where are you?
You realise as you start looking for evidence to back up your theory,
Yeah.
and that's
You should be searching for evidence to undo your theory.
exactly. But you keep falling back into the trap time and time again, and it's like an unconscious thing.
Look, didn't even see that one, look. So it's really difficult to spot man-made stuff.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Man-made beer.
Monster. The irony.
Oh, it's a
It's a tin of Monster, yeah.
I mean, that's a reasonable dwelling.
That's part of the reason I don't particularly think there's much point in searching fresh new areas at night, because you just don't know what you're going to see or not see. We can't function properly in the dark. You get disorientated, you can't see properly. It's a folly, really, but it's great fun. It's entertaining. You never know if you might stumble across something, and
I mean, this is supposed to be their time. That's what people think. That, the night time is their time.
but why would they think that?
Because we can't see them now. I think they can move around with ease. But a lot of people have said, well, if it is some sort of ape, you know, why would they have night vision? Wouldn't they be like the other apes? A lot of people think that maybe they move around a lot at dawn or dusk. That
Well,
would make sense. Or in moonlit night.
basically, you're going to be able to move around at any time of the day, and you're only going to be seen if somebody's actually paying attention. And people aren't.
Your coat already affords you complete camouflage.
Oh, it's superb.
So,
Superb. I mean, you'd struggle to see any one of the indigenous species of rodent, or
well, yeah, let's say
what are the animals with two? What's the proper name for deer? The
ungulate.
ungulate.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Let's have a look down there, man.
that's right. We came in that way. Didn't
Yeah,
we?
yeah.
That's,
We'll struggle to get lost, and I've got a compass.
have you?
Yeah.
Well, we are forgetting one thing. We could simply just put maps on and put in name of the pub and walk back.
We could, however.
Still got 4G coverage.
However, part of the beauty of the compass is you can very quickly establish what direction things may or may not be pointing in. PHR.
Anything here? Anything that stands out to you?
Well, is that noise?
It's traffic, I think.
Like a ringing, maybe somebody with a
Yeah.
dodgy set of brakes.
That's what I thought. It was maybe brakes.
This is really dense, this. It's not so much the tree cover, but the undergrowth of just chunks and chunks and chunks of bramble. See, that one thing that's strange and difficult to explain is if they are moving about through this, they've got to struggle through that bramble just like we did, because of the physical stature.
Yeah. I do think they might just power through it. I did see stories, mainly the Yowie stories in Australia, actually, where people have talked about them running straight through this really thick gorse type bush.
Mm-hmm.
Leaving strands of hair behind, but just powering through it. I think it's a strange thing, really.
What is interesting is that the minute we got in to the woodland, there was things that piqued my interest and I wanted to go and have a look at, and obviously we fought through the undergrowth, but since then I've seen zip. Nothing that makes you think, oh wow. Do you know why I do that? Because every time I crack the video on and say I haven't seen anything, I all of a sudden something goes like ping. So that's weird. It's probably nothing, but it's immediately makes you, it makes you think, makes you think, what is that? Huh.
That's a lot of mud.
I think somebody's just chucked a load of sticks down here to try and soften it up, but
Yeah, it looks like.
yeah, they're not in the ground, they're just laying flat. Oh. But yeah, I was saying that I say, oh, there's nothing going on here, and then immediately there's like, whoa, what's that? It's kind of a good omen to do.
Like lighting a cigarette when you're waiting for a bus.
Yeah.
And the one will be there within 3 drags.
But yeah, as I was saying, we found stuff straight away that was of interest to go and investigate. It didn't actually turn out to be that exciting. I couldn't really get close to it either, but since then there hasn't been anything to speak of. Apart from, here you go, Andy, what do you make of that?
Oh. Ah, well, now look. We've got it falling from the bottom. You see. And there's one falling behind it.
Which is taking that one down,
Another.
which has gone through the crook of that, as unlikely as that might be, and then another one
Yeah.
has fallen
Oh, yeah.
to create an X.
Oh, wow.
It is quite wow, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's some further back as well.
There are things further back behind it. So what I was saying earlier is that maybe in there is a den of, you know, several thousand, I mean, of some. Sorry, I have to be light-hearted.
You have to be. No, I
Yeah,
like it.
there are some, it's just a suggestion, there are some that live in there, and they put that up there to go, that's as far as you want to go, folks, because once you go past that, you're out of the wilderness and into, you know, you're on stage then.
What I think about that, the possibility is that, you know what, if you're an animal that's survived undetected all this time, you should be able to make a sign that looks natural,
Yeah.
that doesn't pique anybody's interest.
Well,
And that's the other possibility sometimes. That,
Okay.
you know, that could be what that is. It could be an X that looks like natural fall.
it
But
could
then-
indeed.
It'll always be natural fall to us, unless we find something with it.
Well, nobody is
That's
going
another
to...
one.
So, coincidental.
Now is this falling? These are standing actually. No, that's falling. Okay. So we've got two big X's.
But they're next to each other. There's one there, through there, folks, which I'm going to try and... One through there, and then right next to it, there's another. I mean, Mark Bell would be having a field day here.
Could you shine your light on that? Could I?
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one, I'll just get that. Thank you.
No drama.
Found together, or is it usually just the one?
Well, I've found typically there are several.
Okay.
You find that
It's like a barricade.
yeah, and also on the floor you find patterns on the floor. So I've found several there's a log that goes along that way, and right on the end of it is another one which is right on the end of that.
Okay.
And then on that, and then on that, and then on that, and
this is our fence. Don't come this way.
They're beautifully positioned.
Yeah.
So if it was just fall, sooner or later you'd have some that just were like that. But no, these are perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, what do you think of the two we've just seen?
I don't know. I fancy bumbling in behind them and seeing what there is.
It looks like it might be easy to get in this way.
Yeah, I'm just straight in. So we spotted a couple of X's, which, you know, at first glance you thought, well, it's just where it's fallen. Found one, then we spotted another. There it is.
Yeah.
Now we've come in behind them. This is interesting. Look at this. So there's the first.
This isn't part of anything. It's just an egg here.
Oh, you can see the rest of it.
Yep, it's loose. See?
So it didn't grow there.
Nope.
Didn't grow there. Look at the rest of it. It's horizontal up there. There's the rest of it. Possibly the rest of it.
Okay, so that's come down from there.
Yeah. What do you make of this?
There as well.
So that, and look this is what I'm saying about them making patterns, is this one goes up to make the X up there.
Oh yeah. That is very unusual.
Very unusual. What? No, look, is that a shelter?
Can't see. Oh, you mean that overarching?
It goes like. Let's get over there and have a look. There's the bottom of that is just completely off the ground. Look.
Yeah.
That's odd. There's all this thing about trees falling and there's like the weave. See, it goes behind that, in front of that, behind that, in front. I don't put a great deal of stock in that. It's just got to fall somewhere, hasn't it?
It has, but I mean, where is that falling from? That one? I can't see it.
Well, it's not just where, but it's when.
Yeah.
Because
what's it come from?
Chances are it would be about here. It would be in this area here, but it could have been 5 years ago and it's just full of leaf mould and you'll never see.
Yeah. That's not a shelter, by the way. That's just a very mossy ivy.
It's quite a high break there. There's an X up there. But yeah, this is bizarre. This isn't bushcraft.
No, this is definitely not bushcraft. And everything is, the sticks are all stuck into it. So let me show you some of the tools. Next up then, this is down there. Can you see this?
Yeah.
This down in there. This is, that's part of it. There's that one is just shoved inside. This is just put on top of it. It doesn't belong to anything. There's no tree. There's no corresponding tree that it's come from.
This is a root ball. This has come out of the ground.
So I mean, but from where? The land there.
Who knows? And then there are several up against that side of it.
Yeah, they're stacked.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
And there's the X in the background, and that X right there. So this is where you get structure on top of structure on top of structure, which makes you think, well, why are they all in the same patch? Why don't we find patches like this everywhere? Why is it just there and not?
Coming towards the end of the video, aren't we?
Yeah.
And we saw the other possible sign at the beginning.
Yeah, on the periphery,
So
close to
maybe they're
people.
just borders.
Hey, we figured it out. That's it. We figured it.
What do you think?
What I think to this is, I'll rule out that people did it.
Yeah. It's an odd formation. We've seen some good bushcrafting here, actually, haven't we?
Yeah, some excellent
And
bushcraft.
that's not part of it.
This has nothing to do with bushcraft.
The skill in that, those two other huts that we saw was really intricate. This
Mm.
is a mess, but not natural.
No, it's not natural. I don't believe it just fell this way. And there's more than one type of bushcraft. There's the bushcraft that is performed by people who do it professionally, who invest time and effort and equipment and study, you know, and they become good at it and they use it to their advantage and they stay out overnight in the woods. That's bushcraft 1. There's bushcraft 2, which is gangs of teenage lads, for want of a better word, having a laugh. And this isn't that either.
No, it doesn't seem to be. It's just too hodgepodge, you know. Things are just randomly strewn in there. That's obviously taken from. Yeah, supposed to grade this as a teacher. Could do better.
Indeed.
See me after class.
And that was behind. You remember that first thing when I said that's a bit weird over there? It was behind that. So I'm going to go a bit deeper. Wow. Well, if I didn't know better, since I just stood in it, I'd say that was an immense footprint. Just put your foot there, like that, see what happens.
It's deep.
That's really deep, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not wide. There's something else there. I mean, there's
Who
one
could
thing,
say?
I think, a misnomer about possible Bigfoot packs, that they should be huge. They are real animals. You can assume that some of them are small, right?
Yeah, I think that's absolute nonsense that they're going to be huge. Why are they going to be huge?
Exactly. Are your children huge? Oh, they're children. And I think it's the same all around. There's a significant amount of Bigfoot reports. You're around the 5 foot mark.
Well, that makes complete sense to me. And I think there's also that sort of fear factor that people think it was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. You know, I saw a spider. It was huge.
Yeah.
No, it was like about 1.5 inches from one leg to the other end of its leg.
And I'm sure if we saw a 5 foot little ape in the forest in the day, we'd also consider it huge
Yeah,
because it's an unusual sight.
yeah,
I often wonder how people respond in the stressful circumstances. You know, it's really a bear here. In this case, you know, we saw a bear, we weren't expecting to see one. We'd be surprised. We might not know what we saw at the beginning.
Mm. We'd label it.
Big, hairy, I think standing on 2 legs. Yeah, that's deep forest there.
It's thick. We're very close to civilization, and that reinforces the theory of finding stuff around the periphery,
Yeah.
and then it's dense and deep, and it's
I think that's a very, very plausible theory, actually. I wonder, you mentioned the foxes earlier,
yeah,
feeding off the local businesses and trash and things that
Yeah.
people bring in. And I wonder, with the sightings that are close to cities, maybe they come in a little close sometimes to, you know, pick up what we've left behind.
makes complete
Yeah.
sense to me.
I know people in the States leave peanut butter and all kinds of rubbish out to them all the time. But, you know, other animals like that
Well-
kind of thing. It was sweet treats, and they're very sugary, not to us maybe, but to a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't have any faith in the idea of them taking sweets,
Yeah,
Haribo, and all that sort of rubbish, because
maybe.
it's such an alien chemical type of food stuff. Yeah, well, you see those things on Facebook where there's like a picture of some lollipop or other, and the ants have just ignored it completely, and
Yeah.
they like the butter.
Oh, we're going through a thick bit here.
Yeah, we might have to circumnavigate back round.
There's the X-ray.
Yeah,
That's it. Right there.
there is the X yet again. So not impossible, but just quite wow, very symmetrical too.
I think it's the second one with the addition of that stick pile
Yeah,
jammed in. If I didn't see that stick pile in the second X, I'd say that's tree fall.
yeah,
But no,
I'm with you on that.
yeah.
And the reality is that when you're dealing with sticks, which are typically straight,
yeah,
you're going to get X's.
yeah,
Of course you are.
yeah, sure.
You chuck 3 sticks on the ground and lo and behold, you've got a triangle.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. I've seen a lot of these A formations on the ground, these A glyphs, and I think that's
Yeah.
something that could quite easily happen. You know, I also hear some gypsy communities use those symbols sometimes
Yeah,
when they're travelling through, or the pinned arch,
yeah.
occasionally to that other.
I wouldn't be
travellers as
surprised
well.
by that
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, you spend a lot of time in the countryside.
hmm Okay, well we probably need to go back around the other side of that bizarre structure, and we'll find our way out. But yeah, other than that, it's not been very fruitful. I've enjoyed talking to you.
Look at this big thing here, you know. And I mean, obviously my footprint is squared
Yeah.
out a bit now, but
It's
somebody's just stepped in there, I think.
well, I don't think a person has stepped in there,
Just
because
like that. What was the other one?
what would be
There. That's just a ditch, actually.
yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
more likely to have been where an animal foraged.
Yeah. Or like a deer scratch.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, these things, it's always nice to get out and meet somebody, especially in a fresh area, because you're both going in without any preconception. Nobody's got experience in the area, and they're not.
This is the winner, though, folks. This is the winner.
This is it.
Best find. Got ya?
Nice slugs.
Oh yeah, there he is.
I've relocated him back into the wild.
Here's the rest of it. Yeah.
When we were in Ashridge, Yeah, Chris, there was so much old growth there, and old people. Some of it, some of it looked really promising.
The path.
So that was
Yeah, I think
going.
this.
Now, when we go back, so I think, do you want to walk back the way we came, or go forward and try to find the road?
Well, I think I know what this road is.
Yeah, that's Portsmouth Road, right?
No,
No,
I think that's the road from the Scilly Isles down to Hinchley Wood.
Okay.
So that's south. North's over there. I'd head. Yeah, let's go this way.
Oh, compass.
It arrived today. The one I had previous was exactly the same, and because I'm a clown, I managed to lose it in the woods in the dark, which was a real shame.
Lost. That's. Oh,
Yeah,
I guess the being lost came afterwards.
I knew within 5
look,
minutes.
I mean, look at this. Look at where we just came from.
Yeah.
Right on the road.
Yeah, but try getting in there. Just forget it. It's just a fence.
So I'm pretty encouraged by this one. I think we saw a sign at the beginning that seemed like a border.
Yeah,
We've seen a sign at the end of the patch that seems like another border, and nothing in between.
yeah.
So it could just be a throughway. If they use green corridors, if they travel and use these little bit of forested areas to go from area to area, certain points in the year, that's a nice little sign there to say, well, this is where it stops. You're coming to the human bit.
Well, do you know what? I have got no idea where I am. Probably
It's a very safe walk. So.
Yeah, we're golden. There's civilization that away.